Number 5. Devotion. Coming in at number 5 is Devotion, a first-person horror game set in an apartment complex in 1980s Taiwan. The game centers around a family who are haunted by strange occurrences after their daughter goes missing. The scariest moment in this game comes when you enter a room and find a woman sitting in front of a television, her eyes glued to the screen. The sense of dread and unease in this moment is palpable, and the payoff is terrifying. Number 4. Visage. Next up at number 4 is Visage, a psychological horror game set in an abandoned house. The game is inspired by PT, the demo for the cancelled Silent Hills game. The scariest moment in this game comes when you enter a dark room and are suddenly plunged into complete darkness. The sound design in this moment is particularly effective, as you hear footsteps and breathing that seem to be getting closer and closer. Number 3. The Beast Inside. Coming in at number 3 is The Beast Inside, a first-person horror game that takes place in both the present day and the 19th century. The game centers around a man who discovers a diary that belonged to his ancestors and becomes increasingly obsessed with uncovering the truth about their past. The scariest moment in this game comes when you're exploring an old abandoned cabin and suddenly hear footsteps approaching from behind you. The sense of dread and terror in this moment is incredible, and the game does an amazing job of building tension and anticipation. Number 2. Fran Bao. At number 2 is Fran Bao, a point-and-click adventure game that tells the story of a young girl named Fran who is searching for her missing parents. The game's art style is whimsical and charming, but don't let that fool you. It's also incredibly creepy and unsettling. The scariest moment in this game comes when Fran encounters a group of creepy creatures known as the Itward. The creatures are unsettling, and their dialogue is cryptic, leaving you with a sense of unease that lasts long after the encounter. Number 1. Darkwood. Finally, at number 1 we have Darkwood, a top-down survival horror game set in a procedurally generated forest. The game is incredibly tense and atmospheric, and features a variety of unsettling creatures and supernatural occurrences. The scariest moment in this game comes when you're exploring a seemingly abandoned house and suddenly hear a baby crying. As you investigate further, you discover a horrifying revelation that will stay with you long after the game is over.